Hello, Evans Park and Franklin Avenue. I have a cool project I want to show you that helps artists when they're beginning to draw. And I know a lot of students at this age like to trace pictures, and that's fine. But I want to show you a tool that different artists use. That way they can kind of create the picture that they're looking at. So I'm going to use a shoebox here. I have some masking tape, or no, this is packing tape, sorry. I have scissors, paper, a Sharpie, and what I did was I had some leftover picture frame glass. So you have to be super careful with this, but I keep these because I use these for all sorts of things. So let me show you what I'm going to do. I'm gonna start with the shoebox, and this piece of glass actually fits almost perfectly on to that shoebox. But if you're using like a piece of plexiglass that's a little bit smaller, all you'd have to do is just trace it and fit it onto the shoebox. So what I'm gonna do, let me just grab my Sharpie, it fell guys. I'm gonna take my plexiglass here, and because this is exactly the same size, all I'm really gonna do is draw, I don't know, I hope you can see this on here, but you're gonna draw a frame onto the bottom, and you want to leave a little edge. I don't know if you can see that, it's very light. So what I'm gonna do is take my scissors and just get a little hole going there, and I'm gonna cut the frame out. Now, this piece of plexiglass fits right in. I mean, it's like perfect. But again, if you're having problems with your plexiglass, obviously you have to fit it, okay? Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the packing tape, and I'm just gonna put a couple little pieces of tape on the inside of the box, and that's gonna just hold that plexiglass in there. Okay, I'll just put two pieces for now because I think you get the point. Okay, so I'm ready to start. Now you're probably thinking, what is that, Mr. Price? Well, this is what I'm gonna call a reflector box, okay? So let me show you how you set up a reflector box. Okay, so what I did was I just drew this quick picture here just to give you an idea. There's lines and there's some black stars here and a heart. So I'm gonna put this down onto my table. Now, if you were doing this and you had a picture from a magazine or a coloring book page, great, you can use that. So I'm gonna put my reflector box right next to the picture. And what it's gonna do, and I know you can't see it, and I'm gonna move my camera in a second, but the glass, or the plexiglass is, oh, there you go, is reflecting the image onto the glass. Do you see that? So if I put another piece of paper on the other side here, and I'll turn my paper sideways so it fits, you can see, it's very light on the camera, but I can see the picture on the white piece of paper. So now what I'm gonna do is, I know it's a little hard on your end, but let me just cut this paper so it fits in my reflector box. Okay, that's good. Yeah, all right, I see it. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm going to trace what I see. Do you see the reflection? So here is the original image. Pretty cool, right? So I want to show you something else you can do once you trace it. So let's pretend I traced it, which I just did. So it's not pretend, it's real, right? And it's reversed. So what I can always do, if this is my original image, okay, I'll put an A on top because that was my first one, okay? And B is my second one, just so we don't get these confused. So here's A, here's B. and I want B to look like A, if I turn it around and trace it now on this side, okay? So you actually can buy these types of things like the reflector box at art supply stores, but I just showed you now how you can make it for free. And there is the original picture, and you can see B is backwards because the tracing one is on the back. But now I have two identical pictures. Maybe an object. Will it reflect? I think it will. It's a little hard to see. Sometimes if you put a light on here, okay, so I have a little flashlight here. If I flash the light, oh yeah. Now the picture on here comes up even stronger because the light is helping the image reflect. So now if I go back, let's see, if I take it out of the reflector box, there is the tracing of the witch. Now she's backwards, but that's okay because I can go in now and use my own touches as an artist and put the moon, and maybe I can put a really creepy looking tree for Halloween. So there you go, boys and girls. You have a nice new art tool that you can add to your toolbox of supplies, which helps you trace pictures. That way, you can become a better artist. So I hope you liked the project, and I'll talk to you soon, boys and girls. See ya!